So hello people, welcome to the episode 3 of the Mike Show. I am having Nikhil Bhaiya in front of me. So Bhaiya, just start. Tell about yourself.
Hi guys, I am Nikhil Aprajit. I am the community lead at Lumos Labs and happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. Even I'm very happy to.
I think this is the fifth take that we are doing.
Sort of fifth take.
Like the third official take and the fifth overall take that we are doing for the podcast. And so many things have gone wrong. My boss called, then the lights went out, then we started recording, but the mic wasn't on.
Yes.
Then the mic started recording, but the camera's battery was not working. Then we switched over from Windows to a laptop display from a Mac so that it looks more classy on the screen. So every sort of thing that can go wrong in the start of a podcast has happened.
Yeah.
But happy to be here.
Yes, a lot. Yeah. So straight. Well, let's start a conversation. Bina bachcho dise. So what is exactly like people are more into metaverse right now? And there are also many confusions of what exactly is metaverse. So just explain in metaverse in your own words.
So when you asked me like what is metaverse, I was like, I should not F up this particular definition. So I literally Googled metaverse and tried to figure out what Wikipedia has to say. So just try and understand. I'm going to read out from the Wikipedia article. You just let me know if you understand this. So in futurism and science fiction, the metaverse is a hypothetical iteration of the internet as a single, universal and immersive virtual world that is facilitated by the use of virtual reality and augmented reality headsets. In colloquial use, a metaverse is a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connections. क्या समझा?
कुछ नहीं.
Exactly.
To be honest, कुछ नहीं.
You search about anything on the internet and half of the shit you won't understand.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if I have to explain to you what metaverse would mean, I think metaverse is, I think the next version of social media. This is like the next iteration of how social media would turn out to be.
Okay, it's like I would just say that the next version of the Facebook or the next version of Instagram.
Yeah.
So how would we just connect it? See, if we want to use the Facebook, we use mobile. Yeah. So metaverse is completely into the verse, like into it. We need separate devices. Correct. Like that. So how does it the both be differentiated? How can you connect both?
The thing is, if you the metaverse that especially Mark Zuckerberg is talking about is the metaverse where you need virtual reality headsets to operate.
Okay.
But so the thing is, metaverse does not have a strict definition. Just like how we read the very vague Wikipedia article, metaverse does not have a very strict definition of what it exactly means. When we talk about a metaverse, it can be a virtual reality based metaverse, an augmented reality based metaverse, or simply a mobile based game that can also be termed as a metaverse.
Okay.
So people confuse this because what has happened is metaverse has kind of become like a marketing gimmick, a hype term, because anything and everything that has 3D virtual entertainment or 3D virtual elements in its UI can be deemed as a metaverse. So right now, if I can pull up my smartphone and play a game that is also 3D, and that has some augmented reality features, for example, or that has an slightly more immersive experience, immersive social experience than usual, that can also be a metaverse.
So metaverse is not exactly like connecting to the people. Yeah, it is connecting to the people.
It is connecting.
It is connecting to the people. So let's say a game as PUBG. So PUBG is only into the phone. If we add something cool features of augmented or virtual into that, so it can also be called as a virtual reality game. Sorry, a metaverse game.
So if you think about it, even PUBG is kind of a metaverse.
Yeah, that's what.
So like not even PUBG. Let's go back to like the games that were developed in the 90s. Like, have you heard about the game called Pokemon Fire Red or Super Mario?
Yeah, Super Mario.
Or Pokemon Leaf Green, and those games that came on the Nintendo Game Boy Advanced gaming device.
Yes.
Those games are metaverses based around like the world of Pokemon and the world of Super Mario. Like,
okay.
And these are also metaverses because see what they allow you to do. They allow you to have that social experience of playing in the world of Pokemon. So in the case of Pokemon, just taking an example. They allow you to connect with your friends. So even with the GBA small limited device, you could have like a USB thing that you could attach to 2 GBAs and you could trade Pokemon, have battles, online battles, Wi-Fi battles with your friends. And overall, it was a social experience.
Yes.
So metaverses date back to that date. Even before that, to be honest, there might be games that allow you to connect with your friends.
Yeah.
So it's a form of social experience. It's a form of social media.
Okay.
So in a way, you've been using metaverses all your life. It's just that it has gotten a new
Hype or
marketing
update.
Like
Okay.
just like how Apple refurbishes some features of their iPhones and rebrand and launch a new iPhone every year. It's kind of that only.
Okay, got it. So if anybody comes to you and if they say that metaverse is useless, कोई metaverse क्या है? It loses any physical touch like that. So what's your answer for that? Because I've heard it from many of my friends, like saying, or teachers also. They come to the class, they say any of the topic and say metaverse. So what is the use of metaverse? It's nothing. So why there are billionaires or millionaires of people investing that much amount of money into that? What's the reason?
I understand their position.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the way it has been portrayed on our media, especially even in our movies and all. It is kind of so it's valid that they have skepticism about it. I think any good technology should have valid skepticism around it. But and I completely agree with some of their points that it might encourage lazy behavior. But then it's like blaming computers for people getting fat. It's the people that are responsible for getting fat. Yeah, computer might be an enabler, but then we kind of enable ourselves there. Yeah, when people say that metaverses are not useful, I simply tell them that social experiences are not really built around usefulness. Facebook was never built around usefulness, but now it has unintended uses, right? So people literally can set their shops on Facebook or Instagram pages and literally can run a small business out of an Instagram page.
They can make money.
They can make money.
Yeah.
People literally get paid to do tweets.
So what if that
YouTube literally has become proper like career for some people, like YouTube content creators. Tanmay Bhatt,
yeah, everybody.
They never created these games. We are making an employment opportunity. No, they never made कि भाई metaverse बना रहे तो भैया हम लोग 15 lakh job देंगे. These are not Indian government, okay? They are not making those promises. Yeah. But when you build a social experience, people build ways to earn money around that social experience. Okay. Because inherently people are hooked to that social experience. Yes. People like to scroll through Facebook feeds. Yep. So what if I could also place products which people would like to buy in that field that they like? So people built that business out of it. Like even Facebook kind of figured it out. They made the app free for everyone in 2004. Like by 2006, almost 1 billion people were on the app already. Okay. So even they didn't have an idea how to monetize it. Zuckerberg literally came up with the idea of feed and news and everything later. It was not from the start.
Okay.
So saying that metaverse is useless or it won't earn money or it doesn't have any use case right now would be too premature to say because we've not yet experienced the full brunt of it. So we are in the early days of metaverse development.
Yeah. So what I also believe is that, for example, if you go back to the past, like at 19s, so the information what people gain is way more less than the information what we are gaining, because information is way more ahead of us. Yeah. Because at the 19s, if any hype comes, people won't know until unless it comes to their use case.
See, if you pull a random guy from the 90s, do a time travel and bring him back in today's world, he will die. Because for other reasons also, but like the general consensus is that so if a 90s guy, I think this was a very popular comic back in the 19th century, like the start of the 19th century. A very popular science fiction writer wrote that by the end of the 21st century, people will have computers that will fit in the size in the palm of their hands.
So that was exactly
and we will have self-driving cars and cars that do not use fuel to run. And all of this he predicted and we'll have a virtual world. People will be inside computers and something like that. He made predictions. I'm forgetting the name of the author, by the way.
Okay.
So this was in early 1900s, like his prediction in his science fiction books. And look at the world right now. We literally have phones that fit the size of a palm. Okay, a lot bigger.
Yes, iPhone.
Yeah, like they fit in our hands. And they are more powerful than the entire computer system that sent men to moon.
Yes.
Right? That is literally a fraction. Like the entire computer system that sent people to moon is weaker than the scientific calculators that we use right now in our classrooms. Maybe not that much, but you get the point.
So my very next question is that how far will this metaverse will go? Like, what's the beyond point of metaverse? Like, will it? What's the beyond point of metaverse? That's what I can ask.
Honestly, I don't know. If you ask me that question, that like where will this all lead to, I really have no clue. Yeah, I feel that with metaverses, especially metaverses with like specific use cases around the corner, like for example, what Lumos Metaverse is doing with its metaverse, where we are kind of bringing the Web3 ecosystem together on one single platform. I think these are a very good use case driven metaverses, which I think will be successful in the industry.
Yeah.
But in all, I don't know where this is going. I don't know whether this will become another behemoth like Facebook, where again privacy becomes an issue. We have been listening to cases of metaverse pay assault, like sexual assault on the virtual world. This is also, this is an actual news. Like a woman complained to the police that she was harassed online on a metaverse. So people find ways to do terrible things in whatever we develop. So I really don't know where this is going, but I am like a generally very optimistic person, so I would side on the side of optimism, and I feel that this might transform the world in a way.
Okay, so as you're also pretty much good in Web 3.0, and you have done many of the sessions, and I'm one of the person who got inspired from that. So just tell me the basic difference between what is Web 3, what is metaverse, and what is blockchain. So what are the differences between three? Because people, and even myself sometimes, got confused with three, and how to connect those three. What is a single connection of them?
Okay, there's no single connecting, I think. So they're interdependent to our community.
Okay.
Let's start with blockchain.
Okay.
So blockchain is a technology.
Yeah.
To be put simply for our listeners, if I have to simplify what blockchain is, it's a way to store digital information.
Yes.
Right? We store digital information in the form of databases. Blockchain is also a form of databases.
Yeah.
So instead of storing data in form of rows and columns, we use blocks.
Yeah.
Now these blocks are interlinked with each other. That's why it's called blockchain. They form a chain of blocks. That's why blockchain.
Yeah.
So that's blockchain. Now Web3 is essentially this form of internet that is built on top of blockchain.
Okay.
So that's what Web3 is for you. So it's a decentralized internet. What blockchain helps you do is do decentralized file storage.
Okay.
So biggest advantage of using blockchain as a form of database is that it allows you to make decentralized file storage.
Okay.
With decentralized file storage and decentralized computing, what you can do is build an internet that is decentralized, that is not controlled or governed by a single central entity.
Yeah.
So no single AWS server, but a host of computers processing and storing information.
Okay.
On a network. Every computer is called a node. So this is what Web3
is. Okay. So where does the metaverse comes into the picture? It's a use case of one of the use cases.
So metaverse there are like different layers of what a metaverse can be.
Okay.
So there are different layers of what, if you want to dissect what a metaverse is, it can be dissected into 7 layers specifically.
Okay.
So one of the layers is user identification. Like how do you identify yourself as a
particular avatar?
Avatar. So the biggest problem with Web 2 that we call was the idea that our personal identifying information was made public. And that kind of became a problem, because then you are easily identifiable on the internet, and cyber fraud, identity theft, privacy issues, all of that happened. So Ethereum, when it was developed, it solved a huge problem with wallets, is that it solved the problem of personal identity on the internet. Completely. So you no longer need to write your name or email to make your identity on the blockchain.
Just an ID is enough.
To make a wallet, you have a public key that's a wallet address. That is enough to identify you on the blockchain. So we were talking about Ethereum. Sorry, there's a cut in between. I know it might feel awkward when you are watching this again. But so we were talking about Ethereum, and so every cryptocurrency that has come into the market has solved one kind of problem.
Okay.
So Bitcoin solved the problem of over-reliance on a central authority to validate transaction. It solved the over-reliance on banks, basically. With Ethereum, what it has solved is the problem of your identity on the blockchain. So when I talk about this, the way I can explain it to you is that on Ethereum, you don't need your personal identifying information to identify you. So you don't need to sign up with your email or number or name or your Aadhaar number for that matter, or ration card number or something like that. All you need is a public address,
Yes.
which is your wallet address, which can be used as a form of your identity on the blockchain.
Yep.
And to sign transactions, to validate actions, you need a private key, which is something you should not share with anyone, by the way.
Okay.
So that is the problem that is solved. And so when it ties back to Metaverse, what this enables you to do is create an avatar, create a digital avatar without having personal identifying information as a center to it.
Got it. So it's like only a sort of new experience in a virtual world where everybody can make some sort of anything like money or a kind of enjoyment or anything.
See,
a new experience.
When social media existed in the 90s, the social media that we knew back in the 90s was like chat forums. Right?
That's it.
We still have forums, but like that was the only social experience back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, the social media that we have is more of a newsfeed based social media. Like newsfeed, how Facebook's feed is called as the newsfeed.
Got it.
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
The feed that we get on Instagram and Facebook or even Twitter, all of these are feed based social media.
Yep.
Snapchat is a new way of social media which has like those puppy filters and all of that. So that's one way of social interaction. So I feel that Metaverse is also kind of an alternative social experience.
So people over
people will make this. See, internet, especially from Web 2, has always been about the creator economy. People have defined the content.
Yes.
So right now, if you go to YouTube.com, you won't see YouTube publishing videos. It's not Netflix producing your own movies, right? People generate the content. It's user generated content, right?
So, okay.
So I think in Metaverse also, people will define the content. Yes, companies with specific use cases will define how they can define the content.
Yeah.
Right? For example, in Web3 Metaverse that Lumos is doing, maybe we'll define what all information that you can share, which protocols you can interact with, how you can do it. But then in the end, the platform is governed by its users.
Yeah.
They decide how they want to use it, right?
It's like only living in a country with rules and regulations, and it's your way to live, how you can live.
Yeah, in a way, yes. So you are given the land, you have to pay taxes, but then you decide what life you want. It's not like you are living in this country so you can only become a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true in the case of India. We really don't have any options. Either you do engineering or a doctor. Or bach gaye to lawyer. Matlab, uske alawa you don't have options.
Yeah.
But if
okay.
But it's more of a free land. When it comes to free
land.
Terms and conditions apply in terms of India. But other than that,
Okay. So when it's again coming back to the term called Metaverse. So do you know where exactly this is began? So there are some kind of countries which support it, and some kind of countries where they don't. So if a person, let's talk about the opportunities in Metaverse. If a person wants to grow in that job or anything, what are the new opportunities you think that Metaverse will open for content creators or anybody who are in technical terms, non-technical terms? So what are the opportunities that Metaverse can open up to the people?
Okay. See, there are two parts to this question. First was the government part. Some countries do support it, some countries don't support it.
Yes.
See, the government bans anything that they don't understand. Okay, I'm saying this out loud. I don't know if some raid is coming to my home after this, but like CBI, sorry people, ACB, please, I don't do drugs. I really don't. But so government have a tendency that the things that they don't understand, first they ban it.
Yes.
Then they have a regulatory committee decide where they can earn money through this, like how we can tax this shit down.
Yes.
And then they put taxes on it, and then they regulate it.
Yeah,
See, government does not want things to go out of control. They don't want finance to go out of their hands.
Yeah.
And with Web3 around the corner, it's kind of a very tantalizing option.
Because it's a separate government where there's no government over there. It's a sort of
you don't need RBI and the central bank to govern finance.
Yeah.
How cool is that when it comes to like the dependence on government for currency has kind
Goes
of been
down.
eliminated.
Yeah.
Right? So government definitely does not like that. That's why they're forcing you to do KYC and all of the other stuff. Which also, so KYC is also essential for all other reasons. Like you don't want people to use blockchain for nefarious purposes.
Yeah.
Like, see, I'm all for privacy and data into the hands of the user and everything. But I also believe that too much privacy is not a good idea. Like, if we have too much privacy, if we don't have KYC of our users using the blockchain, the uncle wala argument about blockchain is that the blockchain will be, like, crypto will be used for purchasing drugs or weapons. That might come true.
Yes.
Because if you don't have accountability, you need accountability. You need responsible users for any technology.
Yes.
It's just like if social media pe we don't have content moderation, suddenly people will start to upload any kind of content.
Yes.
That's the reason we have NSFW guidelines, right? We can't use nudity, sex, violence, and all of those things on
social media platforms.
platforms.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that because people are wild, especially on internet when you are you're protected by privacy, where you think that you can't be caught. You do anything, like
anything, yeah.
Just
people do anything.
Go on some controversial videos comment section, and you'll see people from left and right abusing each other with the choicest of words.
Yes.
Like ऐसी गालियाँ होती है we've not even heard about it.
Yeah.
So they do it because they can do it. At least they think that they are private. They think कि वो कभी पकड़े नहीं जाएंगे. But in the Web 2 world, it's absolutely easy to catch you. All you need is your secondary identifying information, and the government can squeeze in the other details if they want to. If they really want to. Most cases, governments are good, so they don't do it. They allow their citizens some freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But in countries where the freedom of speech is questionable, I won't take names, but are great neighbors.
Yes.
Where freedom of speech is a myth, there governments can literally use this information to silence criticism, silence the opposition, silence any voice of reason. They can do it, and they are doing it.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want this to become a political podcast, but later maybe off the mic conversations. There are specific cases where minorities are being kind of targeted and literally wiped off the map. Like their population has gone from some 7% to 1% and now less than 1%. Oh. This has happened because they have categorically first brainwashed, then targeted, then mysteriously disappeared because the government has an absolute control over their privacy. And so I am kind of on the fence of giving privacy and also not giving too much privacy. That, if that makes sense. Yes. Coming to the second part of the question where you asked about the career, I think now this was a dramatic shift. Yeah. Like one moment we're talking about minorities disappearing of the equation, and now we're talking, let's build careers. But no, if I have to talk about careers, I think this space is very new. Most of the companies in this space are very new, but the technology is not very new. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just for context, blockchain was developed in 1991. The first use case of blockchain was Napster.
Yes.
And like the second big use case of blockchain was BitTorrent, which still has a few million monthly active users.
BitTorrent is a use case of blockchain.
Yeah. Peer-to-peer file transfer.
Yeah, true, right?
Peer-to-peer file transfer, blockchain.
Damn. Okay.
It does use blockchain.
Okay.
The thing is, you don't have an incentive to use BitTorrent. Like after you have downloaded the movie, why would you waste space in your system to seed that movie?
Yeah. Question.
Logic है. क्या मिल रहा है मेरे को मेरे कंप्यूटर के resources में? और by the way, when you seed that content is constantly being uploaded over there.
Yeah, uploaded over there.
Right? Yes. Upload download होते रहते हैं up down speed based on. तो वो क्यों होता है? Because that app is using your resources, but you are not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
So what this cryptocurrency has brought on to the table is that it has added incentives.
To it. Yeah. Okay.
Like for doing open source contributions, for letting the system's resources being used, you get something. You get the reward out of it. Okay. What do you get reward? So for facilitating a Ethereum transaction, you get Ether as a reward.
Yeah.
A small fee called as the gas fee. Right? So with that, what has happened is contributing to open source code has been incentivized. So this is a very good example. The protocols that we almost use without thinking, www,
Yeah.
World Wide Web,
World Wide Web.
or the protocols HTTP or HTTPS.
Yes.
All of these are open source protocols.
Yes.
And some of the fundamental protocols that has built the internet. All of them are open source, freely usable for everyone. Do the creators of these protocols ever get credit or recognition? None.
None. Yeah.
Why? Because there was no incentive model for open source contribution earning money. There is literally no incentive for you to do open source contribution.
Okay. Got it.
On the other hand, this is a very fun stuff, okay? Spicy, juicy stuff.
Okay.
There's something called as GitHub Copilot.
Okay.
Okay, so GitHub Copilot is basically you write a comment on your coder that you want this much, like I want to build this much. So this array defined by these many parameters, everything. You just write I want this, and the code is automatically generated using an AI called GitHub Copilot.
Okay.
And you ask where does this code come from? From all the open source code libraries that are available on GitHub.
GitHub.
Who is selling this product? The owners of GitHub, Mr. Bill Gates, Microsoft. So Microsoft is literally monetizing open source code. That's why a lot of like the developers in the dev community are extremely pissed off about GitHub Copilot and how it is ruining the open source
community. I've heard about GitHub Copilot. Like many of the people are using.
It's an absolutely wonderful tool, but you're essentially using other people's code that people have contributed in a good faith. And monetizing it without their permission.
Yes, that's somewhat.
That's kind of borderline unethical, right?
Yes, very unethical.
But it's not illegal because technically GitHub is Microsoft's.
Yes.
And they can do whatever the hell they want with the code. I mean, it's not written in any bylaws. So they can do it legally. And I mean, what does it take to change terms and conditions ऐसा एक दो बीच में दो शब्द change कर भी दिया तो कौन पढ़ रहा है?
Deep.
No, I'm just saying that legally they are allowed to do so. Legally, it's their platform; they can do anything. With Web3, what it has done is when you contribute to a network, say by auditing their smart contract, adding more security, contributing to its development, every action that you do on the network is rewarded. You are rewarded with the crypto.
Yeah, some sort of crypto.
Yeah, some sort of crypto. So if you're running the Polygon network, you do contributions for that network, you get Polygon's Matic as a reward.
Okay.
Same with Ethereum, same with all the other protocols or the popular protocols out there. So this added layer of incentives is what motivates developers to actively work on the project, become active stakeholders. Because now the more the project succeeds, the more the likely chances that they will also get rewards in this.
Both the user and as well as the developer are benefited here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a fair deal for both of the parties.
Win-win situation.
Correct.
A perfect win-win situation. Got it. And coming to the last question and the final question. So Metaverse, blockchain, everything is club, like it's independent on each other. So just tell me the one answer to my question is that why should one people have to got used to this? See, for example, I love Spotify. So there is another app, a music app, which is running on Web3. So why would I change? It's my choice, right? So what motivates the people to shift into Web 3.0? What is the one motivation thing that you think that people will definitely choose Web 3.0 like that, or people will remain into
history has shown us that people really don't care about their privacy. I mean, this was a point I did mention at the GITAM, like the event also.
Yeah.
Like the most popular password still is
123. Yeah, QWERTY123.
Like still in 2022, the most popular password, the most commonly used password is still QWERTY123. So people really don't give a shit about their privacy. Really don't.
So does affect them, right?
So people will choose convenience over privacy. Like we're willingly okay to give Google our information so that it gives me better suggestions. We're willingly open to share our private moments on Tinder or Omegle to get laid.
Yes.
We are ready to do that because people will always choose convenience over privacy.
Okay.
Right? So unless the general public is aware about why decentralization is a big deal, why privacy should be their concern. This very good Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma.
Yeah? The Social Dilemma.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. If you guys have not watched it, definite must watch. it will open your eyes to a whole new world of problematic things that the social media world does to us.
Okay.
So when you understand all of this, I think you'll gradually
Adapt to Web 3.0.
Yeah, I mean, you will feel motivated to look for alternatives.
Yes. Okay.
Right, and I'm not trying to paint a picture that everything in Web3 is perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
You know,
Yeah.
every industry has its problems. This one has its own as well. My point is, the day you realize that privacy is a big thing, the day you realize that how these platforms run, how these platforms govern, how their business models are not really they don't really care about you. I think when the general public is more aware about this, they will do a switch. But again, to the Web3 developers out there, this is the one thing that I would like to tell them. You can't sell a product just for privacy.
Okay.
You can't build a product. You can't sell a product just because, we provide 100% privacy. Okay. But your app UI is shit. I don't like the way your UI works. I don't like how slow your app is. I don't like that at every action I have to do a separate transaction on chain. Like, कौन Twitter पे tweet करने के लिए अलग transaction करेगा, right?
Yes.
Like every transaction, every action on blockchain, you have to do a blockchain transaction, right? You have to sign a transaction.
Yeah.
MetaMask wallet sign करके अपने को transaction करना पड़ता है. Why would I do that for simple action, which I can just Twitter पे जाके मेरे को करना नहीं पड़ता है? Why do I do that? So this is something that the Web3 world is kind of trying to solve right now.
Okay.
How do we make sure that not everything is a transaction on chain?
Yes.
How do we make sure that it's not expensive? Even if like the gas fee is 0.0000010 decimals $1, why should I pay?
Yeah.
How do I make it free? How do I make it negligible?
Negligible.
Right? That's my question.
Okay.
So if I am a social media creator and I have to upload 5 videos every day on YouTube, and you say that every video has $0.01 of gas fee. So you're basically saying कि मेरे को पैसा देके video upload करना पड़ेगा.
So
which is a definitely
no to the people.
So unless and until this ecosystem figures out how to do that, and let me tell you a good news, there are solutions that are working towards this.
Wow.
There are companies that are building solutions that can essentially eliminate some of these problems. So unless and until we have that very viable option, that people won't just switch over to an app that is good enough. People will switch over to the app that is better than their expectation.
Yes.
Right? Better than the current
experience.
People switched over to Instagram because Facebook was becoming clunkier and clunkier by the day. Right?
Yeah.
And Facebook was not satisfying that young generation ka need of stylized photos and aesthetic, Instagram aesthetic. Call it. People switched over to Instagram because Facebook was not working, and Instagram was a far better option
than Facebook.
Yes. And now Facebook is obsolete.
Yes.
Like only old people in our parents' generation
still use it.
Some people do use Facebook. I don't know what weirdos use Facebook. Sorry. But if you find a better option, people will switch over to it.
Yes, got it. So thank you so much, Bhaiya, for sparing time with us and giving us a very good information about what's Metaverse is, what's Web3, blockchain, everything about opportunities in that, and how governments are reacting to it and everything. I hope my audience and the new listeners will find a very cool, interesting stuff. And thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me, and for all the listeners out there from GITAM and otherwise, opportunities in this space are a lot because this is a new and evolving space. So the nature of the opportunities and how they work also kind of keeps evolving, keeps changing. So to stay up to date, make sure that you're a part of a lot of online communities, stay in touch with the industry. One good way is the Discord community for Lumos. I think on the Spotify more section you will find those details.
Yes.
But do check out the community, become an active member of such communities. That's the best way. Follow some stuff on Twitter. If you're not yet active, do become active on Twitter. I think that's the first step to get started in all of this. Don't think of this industry as a get quick rich scheme. Most of retailers are promised with that, like we'll get you rich quick, invest in this token, invest in this coin. I think this is what all about. If you are an innovator, if you are a builder, if you're just a user, think about this as a next step, an evolution, and innovation rather. Maybe not as revolutionary as internet was in the 90s.
Yes.
Maybe not, but this is a very ideal increment of the internet. So look out at this space from that perspective, and I think you won't be disappointed at all.
Yeah, yes, for sure. And also when it comes to the Discord servers and everything, I think we have the Lumos and everything. So I will definitely throw the link to in my description, and people will definitely go into
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. So this guys. So that's it. That's for the today's episode, and meet you in the next episode. Until then, cheers. Bye.